Hi guys, this is Gigi. I'm coming on today to share a little bit about my sister's experience being in a facility in Mexico. She's only been here going into the second week, but I've seen some things that I'd just like to share with you to give you an idea of the comparisons between facilities here and facilities in the great U.S. One thing I'll say, okay, my sister has dementia, and so sometimes some days are better than others, but the thing I like about this facility is that they do activities. The majority of the residents there have similar diagnosis. And so with that said, I find that in the US, when she was like in rehab, she's just like in a bed, the majority of the time she's in a bed. She doesn't have, other than the PTs that come, who were excellent. I don't have anything negative to say about them at all. The OTs and the PTs are superb, thumbs up. But it's just that the majority of the time, because they're only with the PTs and OTs like maybe an hour each, so you say 2 hours out the day. So the remainder of the 24 hours, she's just laying in the bed, watching TV or not, because most of the time she does not have the capability of turning the TV on and changing channels and things like that. No one is coming in to ask if she would like to, watch something on TV or engaging with her. That's the thing I want to say. So here I found that when I first came to visit, they had a wild live turkey out on the grounds, okay? And I got a video the other day of my sister interacting with a little chick. And it was so heartwarming for me to see that, because especially, I don't know if you even have to like animals to be impressed by a little chick. But, as a person gets older and their memory fades, they're going back to childish ways and, just being impressed by little things, okay? So she was very impressed by the little chick that was put in her hand. And it just, like I said, it was very heartwarming for me to see her engaged with the chick, because it was just like a simple gesture, but it was the fact that someone took the time to bring this little chick around to the different residents, okay? Because from my experiences with her in the US, engagement is very little. And I'm not trying to badmouth anybody. I'm just telling it the way I saw it. Now, we're talking also about, okay, what I've observed here. I've seen the staff feeding the residents, spoon feeding the residents. Let me tell you something, okay? Plenty of times, my sister had her food in a tray brought to her, and that's where it remained. Unless if I came in and the food was there, I would, feed her. But the many times that I was not there when the food arrived, I can only imagine that she was not fed, or it was cold by the time someone got around to her. And I don't know anything about how you work out the staffing and, the duties and things like that. But I feel that if you're going to deliver the food to somebody, an attempt should be made to try and get them to eat it, okay? So what I'm observing here in mighty Mexico, the staff, they come up to the residents and they go to them and they feed them, okay? They put it in their mouths, okay? And then I also observed, I was there one day and I bought some yogurt. So My sister ate some of it, and then she said, I don't want any more. Okay, so I gave it to the staff, and they put it back in the refrigerator. Well, about maybe a half hour or less later, the staff came back to me and said, you want to try to give her some more food? And I said, oh, okay, that's a great idea. I did, and she ate some more, you know. So, you know, it's just these little things that mean so much to me, because it's not just about my sister being in this facility, okay? It's not just about her occupying a bed. It's about her being like stimulated by various activities, and the way in which the staff engages with her. I'm very encouraged. I know it's early in her journey, but I just like to say at this time, I'm very pleasantly pleased by the way in which things are run here. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you and let you know that my sister is doing well. And it doesn't really, I guess it doesn't really matter if someone can speak the language, because if you think about it, when a person has dementia, oftentimes they forget, they're not able to, their words don't flow, the mind is not connecting with other parts of the body. So I don't think that's such a big concern. And that was what really prompted me to really actively look into having her come here, because I said, well, when it gets to the point where she's coming and going, meaning that one minute she's lucid, the next minute she's not, so much attention does not need to be placed on, can she speak Spanish? Can she understand Spanish? How is she going to communicate? Because, you know, at the end of the day, there are ways other than with words that we can communicate with one another. And it's, like I said, it's very, very hopeful, and I'm very encouraged by what I've seen, the way in which the staff takes the time and makes the effort to get the residents involved in different things, and not just, yeah, they sit around sometimes, but you know, they listen to music. Like I say, they do different types of crafts and things like that. They bring in little animals. In fact, I'm going to bring the cat over there, our cat. I'm going to bring our cat over there for her to see today, because she loves that cat. And anything that can stimulate her brain, I want that to happen. You know, whatever I can do within my powers, I want that to happen for her. So, you know, some people say, oh, you know, Mexico's so far away. Well, I think about this, okay? In Mexico, it may be far away from where you live, but it's on the border of the United States, and it used to, you know, well, the United States used to be Mexico, but we're not going to go there. But what I'm trying to say is that when you think about how many people don't have family members to come visit on a regular basis, and I'm not trying to put anybody down, I'm just stating things that I have observed. Would it matter, what would be more important, for your loved one to be in a facility that takes good care, is concerned, stimulating? Or would you be concerned about how far they are away from their family members who may or may not make it to see them? How often would they come? You know, if push come to shove, you know, people could come together. Just like my sister had a roommate once, and her family, they had set it up so that, hey, this person will come on this day at this time, blah, blah, blah. You have it all set up. Why can't you do the same thing for Mexico? I mean, people, the money that you save by having them in these facilities here as opposed to what they're charging in the U.S., shoot, one person a month or every 2 weeks or whatever, they could easily come for 2 or 3 days, spend some time with their loved one, go on back home. And like I said, these are just thoughts that maybe people could work with, maybe they won't. but I just want to share with you what I have observed and how pleased I am with my sister being in this facility. Okay, and I hope it's helped you. I know it's so hard out here now more than ever. If you're an elder, and if you have a family member that's an elder, just trying to find something that works and not having the assistance or the support of officials, it's rough. But let's not give up. Let's not give up. Let's just try to see what's out there. Okay, blessings to everyone.